Wait. Are you ready to do podcast stuff?
I am. I have important podcast update news.
Okay. Is this about the sexy Easter dress you want me to buy you?
No, it's not.
Oh, that's not that?
No.
You know, if I buy you a sexy dress, then I gotta buy Stella a nice collar too.
Oh my gosh. I don't think sexy and Easter dress go together.
Yeah, you know.
No.
Maybe.
No.
You know, maybe I've risen, you know what I'm saying?
Well,
Too much?
yes.
Okay.
Yes. No, my big update.
Okay.
A few episodes ago, I had called the pothole report line.
Oh, yeah.
They fixed my potholes.
It's
a victory.
Exciting.
I'm so excited.
Exciting.
I was driving by the other day and I was like, oh, the potholes are gone.
That's exciting.
So I was very happy about that.
You've made the city better.
Yes. See? And our tires, because really that's what it would have been. So we would have been driving through and you would have been like, God dang it.
Maybe you could like start a society, you know, you could like have a society of people that look for potholes and you call yourself the potheads. Huh? That'd be pretty good.
I think
Catchy.
people would get confused and join for the wrong reasons.
Oh.
But I was very excited about that. That was quite the victory.
That is good. I mean, saving lives.
Mm-hmm.
I
was also going to brag on you, though.
Oh.
You did a good, like, book boyfriend.
Everybody listen.
Quiet down, listen. Everybody
I'm listening.
You did a good book boyfriend
I don't know
thing.
what I do now.
So one of the things we've talked in the past about how much I love Friends. That's just established.
Yes.
It's canon for the podcast.
The TV show, yes.
Yes, I love the show Friends, since it was on air. And one night, maybe a month ago, we were watching it and I just mentioned I love this shirt that Rachel was wearing. And I was like, I always love that shirt. It's just like a gray t-shirt. It says girls in like a green scripty font. There's another episode where Monica wears it as a sweatshirt and it's red, says the same thing. I don't know what the background of it is. But anyways, we were just sitting there watching it late one night and I just mentioned that I liked it. And then I came home one day and you had this shirt. You ordered this shirt.
I did.
I was so excited. And I just thought that was just such a good one because, like, yes, gifts are fun. But it just showed, like, you were listening to me. You heard
I just want you to be happy. Like,
so nice.
you know.
Just that you, like, took the time to look that up and find it and order it. And it's perfect. And I love it. And it just makes me happy every time I wear it. So, good job. Thanks for being my book boyfriend.
You're so welcome.
But
that's perfect.
Yeah, I want to thank everybody for listening and giving good
feedback. Good feedback
again. I know so many good ones this time. I was trying to think of some of the different like conversations I've had or messages we got. One of them, somebody pointed out, because we were still trying to name the little sister. We haven't settled, but we did start calling her Chloe as a placeholder. And we've talked in the past about how we love the show 24 with Kiefer Sutherland. And Chloe was a character on 24.
That's
Somebody
true.
brought that to my attention. So
after almost having a child named Jack Bauer. Jackson Bauer.
Almost named him Jackson Bauer. Yeah. But I thought that was good. We did have somebody still advocating for Quinn. Somebody still really likes the name Quinn. Yeah. And someone had a good idea that because of the age gap, that maybe Anna was old enough that she helped name her little sister. So then I'm like, oh, okay, like maybe I need to think a little bit more about that. Like, what would Anna have picked, you know? So this person was telling me like their older sister helped pick their name from like a Spanish novella, which I thought was super cute.
Interesting.
But yeah, so I thought that's kind of another layer, is like, what would 6-year-old or 8-year-old Anna have picked for the little sister?
Yeah, I that's a tough one, because I mean, I guess our kids aren't as far apart as these kids would be.
She was a little older, yeah.
I mean, they would have like, what would they have named each other? Like Pootie Head or something? Like it would have been
Broby from Yo Gabba Gabba.
Oh, Broby.
Yeah.
Fufa.
I don't know, Mickey. Like they were really.
I guess the question would be, what significance does it have, right? If she named her sister, would she name her Anna Jr. or something?
No, I just think like it might tie in. You know?
I mean, it definitely signifies a close family bond.
But I thought it's a fun idea. I don't know if we'll stick with it, but like the idea that maybe
you tell me and I start developing. That's the thing. I start thinking.
I know I like it. Well, we talked about how the grandma probably gave Indy her nickname, and so if she gave the sister a nickname or whatever. Like, I like this idea of like them kind of naming each other, that's a thing, especially like you don't see as much in a matriarchy, like women naming their kids after themselves. That's not as common as men.
True.
And so I like the idea of the women in this family like giving each other names in some way, whether it's their actual name or a nickname or something like that, but just that like strong matriarchal
I like it. I like that.
I also had someone volunteer to be your primary partner with the barbecue.
Oh, finally.
Yes, because...
You mean somebody other than Stella being my primary partner?
She's really good at washing dishes, I've seen. But I had confessed that as you get closer to being done with building your pit smoker that you've been working on, your barbecue smoker, and you're wanting to do like pop-ups and open it to the public.
Occasionally, not a lot.
I know. We should have discussed more what your vision was, but I just was like, I don't want to spend my weekends cooking and cleaning, all this stuff. And so someone very near and dear to us said that...
sake to me. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, you're still in your feels, I see. But that is their love language. They love to do that kind of stuff and host and prep and all the things. So I just was very appreciative.
All right. Send me their phone number.
Someone volunteering to be your primary barbecue partner.
I like
it. I love that. But
lots of good stuff this week.
So many good things this week. I guess we should start with our music. Our beautiful wedding theme song that our friend Brent wrote for us. I'm Andrea.
And I'm Matt.
We are a married couple. Married
almost 20 years.
Yes.
Almost. Ooh.
Next week, it'll be 20 years married and 25 together in 2025.
I think that's when the warranty runs out. I'm pretty sure.
We have to renegotiate our contract.
Yeah, the contract's up.
Okay, I'm excited. There's some new things I might write in.
Okay.
I was 21 when I signed that.
Maybe that's what we should do on the show is write a new contract. Renegotiate the deal here.
I like it. Celebrating a big anniversary this year. We have 2 boys that are 13 and 17, and just as they, we're getting closer to being empty nesters, they're just getting to the point that they really have their own little social lives, and we've had more time to ourselves.
And the 17-year-old drove my first car today.
Oh, he did.
My 1970 Chevelle. It was my first car that we fixed up with my dad. He finally got to drive it today. We put a new battery in it.
How did that go?
We bled the brakes. We checked all the fluids. We did everything. Got it running, took it for a ride.
And the concern was that it doesn't have power steering.
So it definitely does not.
We thought that might be the challenge for him.
We thought that would be the problem. But, when a car has 25-year-old tires and it sits for a couple of years, the tires get dry rot, Andrea. So we're driving down the road at about 30 because it's a cruiser. We're not flying. And all of a sudden we hear pop.
Just the noise you love.
Just the noise you want to hear. So, we lost a tire, and we called you, and you showed up. And
I came to your rescue.
We did the whole thing. Jacked it up, took the tire off, ran to a tire shop, got a used tire, came back, put it back on. It was a heck of an adventure.
Learning experience and a core memory.
Oh, definitely.
But he got to drive the car.
But he drove it.
But yeah, so we have kiddos that are almost grown and just trying to figure out what our next chapter looked like. And we decided after really we've enjoyed reading together. I was reading a lot of like rom-com, contemporary romance novels and just really enjoying that. And then I started reading them to you and we read them together and really enjoyed that. And you said, we could write one of these. And so that is where we are. We've decided to do a podcast.
That's how we got here.
Document that process. And thank you for coming along. So we're excited this week.
We've got a couple things on the show this week. We've got another author of the week, which, I need to work on the theme. I don't even think about it. Okay. I'll come back to that. Author of the week.
Our friend that wrote our theme song, that's our wedding theme song, he's, I think, supposed to be in town. Maybe
he will be in town.
Maybe we can tap him to make some jingles for our
Maybe we should just have him play it live.
Segments.
He can bring his keyboard and sing some songs.
Yep.
Yeah, we may need to have him on because he's a writer in his own right. Now that I think about it.
Be a good interview.
Yeah.
Yep.
So anyway, we're doing author of the week. We've got a little bit of a game.
Yeah, back to a guessing game.
You
do so well in
We do so well on these.
No, you specifically.
Oh, well, we'll figure it out. And then I did want to talk a little bit today about as we get closer to putting pen to paper, we'll call it fingers to typewriter, fingers
typewriter?
to keyboard.
You're using a typewriter?
As we put keyboard to screen, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
As we start to write, one of the things I've been thinking a lot about is writing women characters. And it's something I've done in my advertising career because, of course, every different audience for every different product, et cetera, et cetera.
Yes.
So I wanted to run some thoughts.
Yeah,
I'm reflecting and I'm thinking through, because of course I want it to be authentic. And anyway, we can get to that in a little bit, but that's on the show. And then if we have time, we had a couple of little Cliff Notes kind of thoughts about our own plot that we might get into.
Yeah.
If we get there. We'll see.
Absolutely. So what do you want to start with, our author of the week?
Yes. Let's start with the author of the week. Let me think here. Author of the week.
It's a little slow jam. Okay, I like it.
That's all I got right now.
I like
That's
it.
all I got.
Thank you. Excited to announce our author of the week, Jasmine Gillory.
Hey.
So excited to spotlight her. She released a book this week called Flirting Lessons. I'm really excited about that. She actually is another one similar to other authors we've spotlighted who did not start as an author. She went to school and got her law degree at Stanford.
Ooh.
So she's a lawyer and actually has a bachelor's in history and then went on to Stanford to get her law degree and was working as a clerk in like a federal court in, I think, California. She did work in D.C. before she went to Stanford for law school. What I love, being 41, she didn't publish her first book, which was called The Wedding Date, until she was 44.
Okay.
So I just love that. It's never too late to...
as a person in their late 20s like me...
late.
Very
like decades late.
Shh, don't worry about that. As a person in their late 20s, that gives me hope.
Yes. It's never too late to start pursuing your creative
it's true.
passions and interests. But yeah, I love it. She is a Black woman, and so she is known for writing realistic Black women just navigating love and relationships, just like modern real world romances, smart, sexy banter, which I love, about like clear consent, emotional maturity. She's got some food writing. But yeah, she just talks real life topics and themes. She's a frequent guest on the Today Show. She makes book recommendations and talks about her writing process, so it'd be fun to research a little on that. She writes for the Washington Street Journal and Oprah Magazine or O Magazine for Time. Her second book called The Proposal, which was one of the Reese's book picks. Reese Witherspoon. That was when she went to writing full time, was after she published her second book. Several of her books have to do with weddings, the wedding date, the proposal, the wedding party, the wedding setup.
Interesting.
But this one that she just released this last week called Flirting Lessons is her first queer romance. And so the protagonist, Avery, she is self-admittedly bad at flirting. And so this girl, Taylor, who is trying to take a break from dating and flirting and has been challenged by another friend to not be in a relationship for a couple months, she's the one who helps Avery with her flirting. And so it's just,
So I don't want to sidetrack us, but maybe you and I should go on a first date.
Okay.
Like I'll pick you up.
Okay.
And we'll go on a date and pretend it's our first date.
Okay, and see how we are.
Yeah, I want to see how your flirting skills are.
Now that it's been 25 years since our actual first date.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Maybe that'll be our anniversary thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, let me write that down.
A little role play. Okay.
Be fun.
Yeah, but you can find Jasmine on Instagram at Jasmine Pics, Pics. Let's see, on her website's jasminegillory.com.
Yeah.
But we'll be posting about her this week, spotlighting her.
Yeah.
I'm so excited to read Flirting Lessons. I'm finishing up another book right now, and then that one's next on my list. So really excited about that. But
I know we're getting backed up on our books too.
I know, it's exciting. There's just so many good ones coming out right now. And we're getting to meet an author this week too. That'll be our author of the week next week.
That's right. You guys should tune in for that.
You should tune in for that. She might just follow us as well.
Ooh.
So we're excited to meet her this week too. But please go check out Jasmine Gillory. If you haven't picked up Flirting Lessons, please go buy her new book. Or if you want to go back to the beginning with The Wedding Date from 2018, you can start and read her full catalog.
Get all caught up.
But yeah, just an awesome.
That's awesome.
Awesome spotlight. Yeah.
That's fun.
That's awesome.
I I need the theme again, but I already forgot what it. Author of the week. I don't think that was right, but
that's
we'll
very
go with
nice.
it. I need to bookend it. You know.
I think so. Yeah, that's good. That's good though.
Awesome.
But speaking of books, let's talk about a game.
Okay.
Let's talk about.
We do have a game. Tell me about explain the rules. Tell me what's happening.
It's going to be simple. I'm going to read you the plot.
Okay.
And then either I can give you like A, B, C, D choices of what the title would be.
Okay.
And part of this is because we've also started talking about what our title is going to be. I think it's going to take a little bit of time.
Yeah, we got to get a lot.
We got to figure out our plot. But that is something.
But it's fun to think about.
With
right?
naming characters, naming
it's
the
fun.
book. Yes. So I'm going to read you a plot, a real plot of a book. And then you can either just throw a shot in the dark.
Okay. I got this. I can name things.
Okay.
Andrea.
Or I can read you some multiple choice and you can tell me which one you think it is.
Let me try to guess first and then give me the multiple choice.
Oh, okay. Okay. So this first one.
Okay, I'm listening. I'm tuned in. Here we go.
The U.S. president's son accidentally falls for a British prince after a PR disaster forces them into fake friendship. Now it's all late night text, public smiles, and inconvenient feelings. What do you think this book is called?
Well, this is too easy.
Oh, yeah?
It's called White House, White Lies.
Oh.
That sounds like something, doesn't it?
That does.
That sound like something?
It just writes itself.
Okay.
That's not what this one's called.
It's
but that
called
is a good name.
The Presidential Pet. You know what I mean? Like,
okay, yeah, I get it.
No?
I get
Okay.
it. This one was actually turned into a show, I believe, on Netflix. Would you like some multiple choice?
Is it Mr. Bean?
No, it is not.
That's not the show?
No, it is not. So here, this is your A, B, C, D.
I'm ready.
A, Playing the Palace. B, Boyfriend Material.
Okay.
C, The Royal We.
Ooh.
D, Red, White, and Royal Blue.
Oh, man.
Which one?
I really like the Royal We, but I think it's almost too smart to be a title. Mm-hmm. So let me go with the last one. Last one sounded quippy.
It's right. Red, White, and Royal Blue.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Check. See, I'm good at this. No problem.
Mm-hmm. And it's also, like I said, a show on Netflix, I believe.
Is it really?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Second one.
I'm ready.
She thought she found true love with a charming neurosurgeon until he showed a darker side. Her first love might be her way out if she's brave enough to take it.
The brave brain. No. Spicy surgeon.
No.
Spicy.
So close now. And people might be shouting into their headphones or into their radio in their car as they're listening, because this was a really popular one that's been in the news.
Oh, okay.
A Coho, a Colleen Hoover book,
Coho
turned into a movie recently.
Oh, this is easy.
What?
Jaws 3.
You got
the
it.
one that's in 3D. Didn't we see that one?
3D, yes.
We did see it.
The neurosurgeon was Jaws.
The neurosurgeon. I've got this. It's called Surgery on the Heart Brain.
No.
From head to heart.
No.
Okay.
No.
Right,
I really thought you were going to say We Live in Time and finally get the name of the other movie.
I can't even remember that. You know, somebody actually asked me that. They were like, hey, we listened to the podcast. And that movie that you guys talked about, what was it called? And I legit could not remember the name.
Still
of it
don't
again.
know. You
still couldn't tell you.
Genuinely cannot remember.
Seriously.
No, that was It Ends With Us.
Oh, is it?
It Ends With Us. That's the neurosurgeon. And
that's not We Die at the End, or They All Die at the End, or what was that one called?
I think, I don't know. That's one that Jackson read.
Oh,
they both die.
Little YA?
Yeah, it's YA. They both die at the end. Yeah, I haven't read that one.
Okay.
But no, this one that I just described.
Okay.
She thought she found true love with a charming neurosurgeon until he showed a darker side. Ooh. Her first love might be her way out if she's brave enough to take it. That was It Ends With Us.
So close.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So close.
This one's a fun one. She hires an escort to learn how to date. He's hot, sweet, and unexpectedly into Excel sheets. Oops, feelings weren't part of the plan. You know I love me an Excel spreadsheet. So would you like some?
Nope, I got
choice?
it. It's called
You've already
Love by the Numbers.
Oh, that does sound nice.
Or Excelling at Love. Spreading them sheets.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying?
Give you some multiple choice because this seems to be going off the rails. So is this A, the Rosie Project?
Ooh.
B, the Kiss Quotient?
Ooh.
C, the Soulmate Equation? or D, the bride test?
So I was close with the equation and the test. C.
The soulmate equation? It is not. It is the kiss quotient.
The kiss quotient?
Kiss quotient.
Oh, man.
Okay, let's see if you get this one, because this one is popular. You should get this without your multiple choice. She kills a wolf and gets taken to a fae court as punishment. Her captor's cursed. She's falling for him, and something evil is brewing under the mountain.
Oh, is this Akatar?
It is Akatar. Real good. A court of thorns and roses. Look at you.
Look at me.
The multiple choice.
Is that Sarah J. Maas? I think is who. It's like Maas. It's like a cool last name.
I think so.
I think that's right. You better pick up the Google machine, and we'll figure it out later. It's
okay.
fine.
A World War II nurse touches a stone in Scotland and wakes up in 1743. Torn between two husbands, one in the past, one in the future. She's got a lot to explain.
It ends with us?
No.
Wait. I meant to say something in time. What was that movie again? Our Love in Time.
We Live in Time?
We Live in Time.
No.
Oh, you said Scotland.
It is Scotland. She touches a stone and wakes up in 1743.
Okay.
I watched
it's
this.
The one that you like.
Mm-hmm. And the cute Scottish boy.
You watch it and then you want to creep onto my side of the bed. I know what this is.
Little Jamie Fraser with the tartan.
Okay. Is this Outlander?
This is Outlander.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
I'm pretty good at this.
Diana Gabaldon, I think, is her last name.
Gabald.
And it is Sarah J. Maas. You were right.
Look at
Akatar.
Gosh.
Let's see. Outlander author. Yes. Diana Gabaldon. I was correct.
Good one.
Okay.
Good one.
Last one.
Okay.
You're doing so well.
You're
killing this game.
I've really been practicing a lot.
This is a funny one. She thinks he's ugly. He thinks she's ugly. But in their arranged marriage, friendship, humor, and love grow anyway.
I want to read that one.
I know. I haven't read it, but it sounds great.
It's called Ugly on the Outside, Pretty on the Inside.
Well, that's just on the nose, isn't it?
It's called Austin Powers 2. No, it's called Ugly. It's called...
Oh, wow. No.
That's it.
That was not, I don't even know how you'd spell that. I'm going to give you multiple choice. And even the multiple choice, these are interesting choices. Okay. A, Paladin's Grace.
Oh, my.
B, War Prize.
Holy moly.
C, Guild. Or D, Radiance.
Oh, my gosh. The one that pops out to me is Radiance because it's the opposite. Like, oh, they have such a radiance on the inside kind of thing. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to say Radiance.
That's it.
Is that it?
Yes. Woo-hoo! Look at your skill, or what is it? Deductive reasoning?
Look at me go. Man.
I like it. Very good. You did good on that game.
See, I like that game. That worked out.
Yeah, you like that.
That was fun.
Yeah, you got most of the points.
I like shooting my shots.
I think you only missed one. That was good.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
That was good.
I'm sure people, like you said, were just yelling the whole time, like, it's Akatar! It's Outlander!
It ends with us.
It ends with us!
No, that was a good one.
Okay. Well, good. Now that we're in this...
writing.
Now we're in this mood. You got me, my brain going, my brainstorm going.
I know. I want to hear what you've been thinking about, because you were talking to me the other day, and you said, I've just been thinking about, as a man, like, writing a woman.
Yeah, I mean, it started with seeing the meme, I don't know, online with the women writing men, right? Mm-hmm. And that makes a lot of sense because a lot of times the readers are women.
Right.
So you're writing men for women. Right? But in this case, we will be writing, of course. Mm-hmm. But I'll be working hard to write women for women.
And I have to say, when you came to me with this, I was a little excited that you were a little apprehensive about it.
Of course.
You want to get it right, and you want to do your research, and you want to, take things into consideration.
I want to be responsible, and like, I don't want it to be, a dude writing some chick that's literally saying words like dude and chick. Like, I don't want, that's not what I'm looking for.
Don't do those things.
Yeah. Now, when I sit down and write, it's much easier because I write and rewrite, and I can edit, and I can, do the whole thing. versus me speaking here in this room and I just be myself. But the thing is, I just want to be sensitive to that, because I think not only is it important to me for like a personal like integrity reasons, the book will fall apart if the characters aren't relatable or they're not believable, or women are like, women don't do that.
Yeah, or infuriating.
And that's not the point. I want it to be fun and light and just prove that we can do something different and interesting. And so I've got a couple of thoughts here that I kind of jotted down that I want to run by you, things that are floating around in my head, and just talk through them with you more than anything. I'm kind of looking for just thoughts, feedback, right?
I like it.
One of the main things I've been thinking about, and as I've been doing research on this, it's about leading with intuition and emotion more than, dry problem-solving analytical.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a man and black and white and everything's right and this is wrong and all that. Leading with intuition and letting that drive the story is going to be really important to me, I think.
Yeah, I think that's important, is that for women, like, it's coupled that you have, your logical, rational side of your brain thinking through, what's best. I think especially for Anna, we've talked so much about her, like, type A personality. She likes to be in control. She likes to predict. But there's also obviously got to be a level of intuition and emotion that's going to guide her choices.
Definitely.
Even sometimes when maybe she's not aware of it.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
And I think that leads to things like introspection and the emotion we talked about, where we really get a peek into her brain a little bit more than, some of these guys, which I think are and can and should be more one-dimensional in these stories.
I don't know. I mean, I think as much as women, we love to see ourselves when we read these books, like we like to see ourselves represented. I also think it's important to give us grown men, like we talk a lot about emotional intelligence and how critical that is we want men who have done the work and who are, having all these characteristics.
I'm going to have to start doing the work now then, because
you are. That's why I was saying you did the book boyfriend stuff with getting my shirt. It wasn't about like buying me something. It was like you listened to me and you thought about what's going to make me happy. You anticipated my needs or, desires and things like that. Yeah. So I think too, that's where like the dual POV is going to come in really important, is like getting the perspective of each character. Like if each chapter is kind of switching back and forth between the two lead characters, I think getting inside their brains and what they're thinking is going to be really important. Yeah.
We keep talking about emotional intelligence, and that being the thing for our guy, just being emotionally available even.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and I think sometimes I feel like we've been watching a lot of interviews, like with Abby Jimenez had released her book, and we, saw this interview with her. And there was a lot of focus around like, where are these men? And it's like, they're not unicorns. I mean, I get it.
They shouldn't be unicorns.
They should. That's it. They shouldn't be unicorns. I guess they can be, but like men who respect women or are a safe place or who are loyal or trustworthy, like those shouldn't be unicorn
I think
qualities.
As a man, I think it's interesting because, we've got all different kinds of friends. A bazillion different kinds, and I feel like there is a lot of fear with men when it comes to being in touch with their emotions, that somehow that's going to make them weaker or feel inferior or not perfect, which the idea that anybody would be perfect is absolutely bonkers anyway.
Yeah.
But I think that's what holds a lot of these guys back from just trying to experience something different, like finding we're all just monkeys trying to have a good life,
Well, and I feel like even in our own relationship, I feel like some of the times that you've been hesitant to tell me like how you're feeling about something or what you're thinking, I feel like sometimes you feel like saying those things makes you a failure or you're letting me down in some way. I feel like culturally there's so much pressure to be the provider, have it all together, be the glue that holds us together, whatever that thing is. I feel like sometimes you're hesitant to tell me the truth because you perceive it as like a weakness. And so I feel like that's something over time that we've worked through of like, I need to be a safe space for you to say how you're truly feeling, and for you to also know that it doesn't change my perception of you as a man or as, like a leader or whatever it is.
I mean, not to defend men, but I can see that, for us, it's a little bit different because we've been together so long. So I've been thinking about this a lot. We've talked about this a lot recently with our anniversary coming up. The evolution we've made from when we first started, and how early in our relationship, we communicated by fighting, by yelling at each other. And since then, of course, it's been 20-something years, and we figured out how to better communicate with each other. But I think that's because we know ourselves better.
Yeah.
We're more comfortable in our own skin.
Yeah.
And so I think that makes conversations easy.
If you haven't seen healthy examples of communication in a relationship or just healthy relationships, it's like, it's so important to have these examples we've talked about. That's why reading romance can be so important, because it can showcase what a healthy relationship looks like, or healthy communication. So I think it's important. Women writing men, and like men should be reading. Men should be reading romance too. Like
once again, if you're out there and single guys, read a couple of these books and you're going to go, oh, I get it.
And I highly recommend, if you're in a relationship, read them,
of course.
because it's so helpful just to get a peek into each other's heads, is like what you're thinking and what you're looking for. And if nothing else, it creates conversation. It's not to say that all women want X or whatever, but it just creates conversation of, I was reading this, is that something you would like? Or, should we try this or whatever it is? But I think that that's so important, of like getting inside the head of our female or male leads, just to get like their internal monologues, not just.
I think another thing I wrote down here is just about redefining strengths. I remember as a young copywriter writing a script about, I think it was a TV script for, I don't even know what, but something bad happened to a female character in the car, and I had her like hitting the wheel, like, this is terrible. Boom, hit the wheel. And I had women come up to me and say, women don't show that. It's not a physical kind of emotion that comes out. It's more of like a frustration, rage, whatever. I'm not saying women don't hit the steering wheel, but I'm saying like my first instinct was to have the character hit something, be physical, versus what I think we're going to be seeing is more of like, even in the book we're reading now about this mental toughness and how keeping it together is the strength sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because, the world likes to dump on women a lot.
Absolutely. And I think just culturally, women carry a lot of the mental load in their relationships or in their families. And so that strength can look a lot of ways in how they're navigating their relationship with their boyfriend, their husband, their children, their career. I think I like the idea of what does strength look like in a woman? What does strength look like for Anna?
And on that same kind of thing, another thing I wrote down is like letting her be messy, letting her be a real woman, because that's the flaws sometimes are what help us identify with these characters. And the flaws don't have to be terrible flaws. They can be things that happen to them, traumas they're carrying.
Right.
It doesn't have to be that they're a bad person. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But everybody, like we talked about, everybody has this little bit of baggage and a little bit of real life stuff that happens. And I think that makes the world real, and it makes the romance feel more impactful and more important. Yeah. There's real world stuff going on.
Yeah. And I think it creates the vulnerability too, of just the real, real things have happened, carrying real baggage and things like that. I think that also creates a vulnerability, that creates a space too for somebody to come in and be a support. If you're just strong all the time and you have it together all the time, where does somebody fit to be a support too, to be a partner?
One of the questions I had for you in this section, and something that I'm going to have you help me throughout the entire time as we do this together, like especially with the sisters and we have other characters coming in, what does female friendships look like for us?
Oh man, and that's so
versus a male
important.
friendship.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that's so important. I mean, female friendships, just what makes the world go round, I just think it's going to be so critical, not only between Anna and her sister, but who else is around Anna, who's in her circle. I mean, I just know in my life how much I lean on those female friendships. And, when things happen, it's just they become I think of them like an executive board in my mind, of like the people that I go to and just lay it out and go, what do I do? Or, or just to back you up. Here's what I did. Did I make the right choice? I think those friendships are so critical. And I think we're mostly going to see that with Anna and her sister.
So,
but yeah.
Let me follow that up then with another question. Like, what does honesty look like in that situation? You know, I think guys are more apt to be like, no, man, you messed that up, and push you in the bushes kind of thing. Versus, I feel like sometimes women are cheerleading things they just, I don't know.
I think it's a delicate balance. I think in real true friendships, I think in more like acquaintances and surface level friendships, like you're probably going to see a lot of cheerleading and not a lot of true questioning. But I think what you see in real friendships with depth is that questioning, and not telling you what to do, not telling you, you got this wrong, but just questioning and offering other perspectives. And then I think at the end of the day, it is important to support someone unless they're hurting themselves or someone else. I think at the end of the day, it's important to just support people in what they're choosing for their lives, because we're all figuring out as we go. We're all just kind of making it up. But I do think it's important, if you are really truly in someone's inner circle of friends, like that loyalty, that honesty of saying, look, hey, this is kind of, I know how I feel about this or whatever, but I'm going to support you no matter what you do. Like I said, unless they're hurting themselves or someone else like that, that's different.
That's tough. I guess it's person to person too,
it is,
right? Like,
it's person to person. And I think what honesty is going to look like between Anna and her sister would be very different than Anna and maybe a best friend.
Absolutely.
Or, somebody that she met when she was older and a different version of herself. You're always going to have a different level of comfort with somebody who's known you your entire life or since you were a kid or whatever. But
well, let's continue this conversation. I want to, maybe we could even bring in a couple of women's.
Yeah.
Is that what they like to be called?
Yes, I think so. Just in general. It's just women. Well, I was going to say too, one of the things when you were talking about this the other day, that this is just something you were reflecting on. And I think it's going to be important as we go of checking each other both ways. Like if I'm writing a chapter from the male's point of view, I'm going to want your perspective on, does this feel authentic? Does this feel honest? Is this how, a guy might respond? And so I think that's going to be important. But I was, scrolling the internet as you do.
You were reading an article?
I was reading an article, right? And I saw an interview with Kennedy Ryan, who's also a Black woman and an author. And she was talking about writing the men in these books and how the women are treated. And she's specifically talking about Black women, but just thinking of how this applies to women. She was just saying, like, it shouldn't be crazy for women to be like loved outrageously or respected or, have these like safe places. And so she was just saying, like, as an author, as a Black female author, how she feels kind of a charge to like create these spaces and write the world as it should be or as she wants to see it versus maybe the way it is. Because I think especially women our age that are in the dating pool right now, I mean, you hear a lot of horror stories. And so I think that that's where a lot of this, not backlash, but of like where are these men? You're writing these men.
Right.
It's not that they're perfect. It's just that they've got that emotional intelligence. And so I think like how important it is to write a man who is emotionally intelligent and a woman who is in a space to receive that respect and that love and celebration of her and things like that. That like, I don't necessarily want to write the world as it is. I want to write it as I want it to be and as it should be. So I thought that was a great interview with Kennedy Ryan. There's obviously a lot more to it, but it's something that I want to keep in mind, is that I want to write these people like a love letter to their potential. And like, that's how I kind of want the book to feel.
Yeah. I like that. And it's like and as we put the two together, they need to meet each other where they are. Yeah. But we need to have them up higher. Like we need to have them emotionally smart. And I think that makes a lot of sense. I love that, like creating the world that you want, not necessarily the world that we're in. Because I mean, escapism, right? We know that's part of the thing. And
half the reason people read is escapism.
And there's a happily ever after at the end, and you're not going to be.
But I think there's also real opportunity for growth. I mean, I think I have changed tremendously since I started reading these like contemporary romance books. Like it helps keep me in a headspace of
it does. It does.
Trying to anticipate.
Tell me more. Oh, sorry.
Of thinking how I can be the best partner to you,
Sure.
thinking of you. I mean, I think it's easy in a relationship, especially when we're together. We've been together as long as we have. We're raising children. We're in careers and things like that. I think sometimes it's easy to forget that that other person is an individual who is choosing to be in this relationship every day, and that the relationship is what started all of this. I think, sometimes it's easy to just see you as my partner in raising the kids. And I'm not thinking of like you as a human who's figuring out life and going through ups and downs and emotional, experiences and things like that. And so I think reading these books helps keep me in a space of thinking of you as an individual who's just figuring out life and figuring out how to be in a relationship, how to be a dad, like we didn't just show up knowing these things. And so I think as much as I read for escapism, I also, it's almost a self-help. It helps me, I feel like, be a better partner. And
since we've started to read, I feel like our relationship has changed in that way, that we've been more present and
definitely
more
and focused
accommodating
and focused on our relationship too, like really prioritizing date nights and just spending time together. I feel like that's something we've kind of always done, but just more recently, now that we do have a little more time with the boys being older and having their own things to be at, and we just get more alone time. Like I feel like it keeps us in a space of really thinking about what, like, the best case scenario of our relationship and what we want it to feel like, versus it feeling like a more passive thing that we're just going along with and that it's happening to us, versus like, oh, we have control in this. We have control in what this looks like. And so I think that that's important in writing a story too.
This is a sidetrack into our own relationship. I see you smiling already because you see my brain working. Do you think, and this may not even be appropriate for the podcast, maybe too personal, do you feel like we were ready for this kind of relationship 5 years ago, 10 years ago? Or like when we were just busier doing the kids?
Yeah. That's a good question. I mean, I feel like there's definitely been times that we were just in survival mode, whether it was financially or we were in school, or, the way that my body and brain change with pregnancies and having young kids. I mean, you're hormonally in such a different place. And so I think over these last few years, like, I've had such a focus on my health and wellness. And so I feel like mentally I'm in a better space to be thinking about this. Do I wish we would have arrived here a little sooner? Probably. Like, I think it's a great space to be, but I also don't regret any steps along the way or feel like, we just really messed up here. Like, I just feel like we've been on a learning journey and figuring out what works for us. And
I'm actually really proud of us. I feel like, over the years we've grown. And we've been able to grow together and apart, like in the right way.
Yeah. I think that's unique. I mean, being together since we were 16, like we have literally grown up together and we talk so much. Even now we tell our boys, like, look, we don't regret our choices, but we know that we're the statistical anomaly to end up with the person that you were with in 10th grade.
Yeah.
So we tell them, we want you to go live your life and figure out who you are as an individual. That wasn't our path, but I'm really proud of us for like finding who we are as individuals together. And, we just literally grew up together. And so, I'm very proud of us in that way. And I feel like, I think what we're doing now, like, we talk about our relationship a lot and we talk about the characters' relationships that we read, what we like about their relationships or what we feel are red flags, or, even shows we watch and things. Seeing different relationships on TV and, that seems kind of toxic, or that seems, like a red flag. And I don't know that we would have picked up on those things. And then I want to get a peek 20 years down the line and be listening to this and be like, they thought they knew. I always feel like we've just had a mentality, even since we got married, is we never promised forever. I know that sounds crazy when we got married. Like, we didn't. We've always said, like, I choose you. I want to continue to be somebody that you choose, but it is an active thing. It is our marriage, our relationship. It's a living, breathing thing. It's not something passive that, I'm just chained to. I signed this contract when I was 21 and that's it. And, I can just take a back seat. Like, I feel like we've always treated it as like something to nurture.
Absolutely.
So
agreed.
I like that I enjoy being in this phase. When I think back to those other phases, it's like we were always happy.
We were always happy.
Always in love. But I just feel like other things got more of our attention because that was just necessary.
I also think it's hindsight, right? It's always hindsight's 2020. And we, at the time we were doing the best we could. We're making the best decisions for ourselves at the time. And I'm really happy with us. I'm proud of us because we can now look back and go, we've taken those lumps. We've done those things.
Yeah.
We've fought those fights. And,
Thanks. That's very nice.
you know.
Well, now what are you going to say for our anniversary special? You said all that.
Oh, that's it. Oh, well, that's cut that part and I'll put it in the other one.
Clip it and put it on next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear all the nice things you have to say for our anniversary.
So we can talk. I think we should talk more about our relationship in comparison to how we're writing our characters to live together in this world.
Yeah.
And I think we can continue to do that. But we're hitting time, and I want to be respectful of your time, sweetheart.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
We got to save some time to smooch. I mean, to get in bed and go night-night with our nightcaps.
Oh, my gosh.
And our candles.
This is what happens when we record at night. This is where your brain is at.
Yeah, pretty much. I turn into literal Ebenezer Scrooge. My nightcap. You have a bit of mustard. Yeah, so why don't you close us out? I like it when you close us out. Tell people to listen and tell them to review.
And always. Well, and we want to hear your thoughts too as we talk
definitely
about this perspective of different characters and men writing women and women writing men. You know, what do you like to read and what sticks out
really
to you
helpful.
as authentic or inauthentic? You know, we really want to do right by these characters, and I think it's cool. We've been attending different events with author duos, and so far it's been females that write together. And so I think it's going to be unique that you and I are writing together, and we'll have the different perspectives of our gender, but then also writing the opposite gender. I think it's going to be interesting and fun and a cool challenge, and just something unique about us as a writing duo. But please tell us your thoughts. You can slide into our DMs on Instagram at Our Next Chapter Podcast. We're also on TikTok at the same.
Do you think writing about someone's heat is a red flag?
Matthew, why are you bringing this back up? You were doing so well.
I was wondering.
If you haven't already, please go to our website, ournextchapterpodcast.com.
You can get your name in the book.
Get your name in the book. If you subscribe for our currently non-existent newsletter, the reason we're asking you to subscribe is because you'll get your name published in our book when we publish. Please go check out Jasmine Gillory, our author of the week. Tell us about your favorite Jasmine book, or if you're reading her newest, Flirting Lessons. And then let us know what you think as we keep on figuring out this plot and these characters. I think we're about ready to start figuring out our guy.
Yeah,
I'm really
he's next on the docket.
I'm excited to start creating him for Anna. But thank you for listening. Until next time, I love you.
And I love you.